Hello, this is Michael Williams. I'm here today with one of my clients. I'm going to let her introduce herself because she has such a beautiful and unique name. First of all, thank you so much for being willing to do this with me. And go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Ayin and I am from Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay. And the unique thing about Ayin is that she's from Nigeria, but you are actually, this is funny, and this is very, very challenging. When we met the first time, you were in the UK, is that correct? Were you in school?
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah,
was in school,
you was in
just
school,
finishing. Yeah.
just finishing. And then you were about to go where and do what?
I was about to go to Spain to learn Spanish.
Yeah, and so that's where you're at now, is you're in Spain, right?
Yes, exactly.
Learning. Right, right. So that is very challenging because when we met, you were also wanting to work on your speech because you had been struggling with stuttering or stammering or whatever you want to call it. And it was sometimes it could be quite intense. Like we're not going to show the before and after, but sometimes it would be pretty intense, right? You were just like not able to get the stuff out. You're like really getting stuck.
Yes.
And you went to Spain to also learn Spanish now. As I've told many people, I speak some Spanish myself, so I know how difficult it is to struggle and then learn and speak a different language. You've been actually improving in both languages at the same time, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So, first question that I want to ask you is, first of all, tell us a little bit about what life was like for you before we connected.
Okay, so before we connected, I wouldn't say life was bad, because I feel like I had become comfortable with being uncomfortable, with not being able to introduce myself fluently, or being nervous when I was in a new speaking situation. I just got used to it, and I told myself that if I couldn't get rid of it, that I would at least become a confident stutterer. So I said, oh well. So yeah, I would say I just went on with life, but at the same time, I felt that I had a lot of great opportunities that I didn't take advantage of because of my speech. I felt that my speech was holding me back, and I felt that I wasn't the person that I had the potential to be. Um, I didn't want to have to think about how I was going to say my name. I'd probably get stuck, or how I want to meet someone new, but I'm scared of speaking to them, and I'm scared of how they're going to, who they're going to see me as. And I wanted to give decent presentations at least, and just be able to speak when I needed to and not have to think about extra things. So yes, if I was going to describe how I felt, I think I felt unqualified. I felt nervous, scared, dissatisfied, but a little bit confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that you said it was, and it actually made me crack up laughing that you said that you just decided you would just be a confident stutterer. And I said, well, you know what? By the time you get through the program, you won't need to be a confident stutterer. You're going to be a confident, smooth speaker, right?
Mm.
Um, but the confidence is what actually helped you get through this, that you already had confidence coming in, right? And then your confidence seems to have grown as we've made it through the program. So that's
Chose because okay, I'll something actually happened whereby I said, okay, at this point, this is what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do this. And that was that before I chose to pay and start the coaching, I had been subscribed to your mailing list. and I had been subscribed to your YouTube channel as well. And so whenever you released videos or had webinars, I would watch, but I would just watch and be like, okay, maybe I can get something from this to use today while I'm speaking, not really focusing, taking notes down, saying, okay, today or this week, I'm going to try this out. So that kept on going for a while. And in December last year, I had to do a minute talk or presentation to my family, and I went on YouTube and I used, so I think there was this video like presentation or how to present during meetings, and I watched that video and I structured my talk or presentation around that video, around the advice you gave, the information you gave. And after I did the presentation, I would say it was the best presentation I had ever done. Now, it wasn't this master presentation and it was so good and I thought so happy, no. But compared to what I had done before, it was definitely better. And then I said, so if a few, if just one video which lasts for about an hour can change the way I present in such a substantial way, then I imagine how much 3 months will change the way I speak. And so then I decided that I need to go with this. I need to go through this. And as well, I would say, based on the scientific reasons you gave as well, which ended up helping me evaluating myself. So I would say, okay, this is happening to me, but based on the scientific reasons, should it be happening? And I'll say yes or no and try to change it. So based on the reasons you gave, based on the technique you used, it wasn't about losing your stutter, but more about learning to communicate effectively, which is what everyone needs, right? No one's going to say, oh, you can't speak fluently. No, for example, if you go for a job interview, they will pick the person that can speak, communicate effectively, not the person that does not have a stutter. So for me, that was very good. And I thought that if I could do that, not just stop getting stuck, but also be an amazing speaker, that was the goal I was reaching for. And yeah, that just resonated with what I was aiming to do.
Yeah. Now, there are some people out there who are like 3 months, well, that's a long time. There's programs out there that says that they can help me stop stuttering or whatever in 3 days or in 3 weeks. So you're a younger person, right? You're in college, and I'm sure that you, like really anyone else, you don't have to be young, but most of us, if we can get stuff done faster, sooner, quicker, then we would, right? Even if we have to pay more, if we have to pay more, but we can get it done faster, then we will. So what was it that made you think, well, okay, 3 days, 3 weeks, or whatever, I'd rather choose 3 months than 3 days, right? Which doesn't seem to make sense, right? If both are providing evidence, both have video tests.
As well, after watching the videos of other clients, 3 months seemed to be good enough for them. And I said, okay, then 3 months is it. It is.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there are some, there are, just like most of the people that I work with, people have different words and letters that they struggle with, and there's still some things that you're currently still working on. So this isn't even after 3 months. It's not a quick fix, right? There's still things that you're going to work on. You're still even working on introducing yourself. But we purposely, even before we started recording, I said, hey, you know what? Because usually I will introduce my client. I'll say their name. But this time we said, let's just see, because we put the pressure on you.
2 decades. And so 3 months is nothing compared to that. 3 months of, at least 3 months of trying, 3 months of improving. And I might still get stuck on some words, and that's fine, because I don't expect something, a pattern that I have engraved for 20 years almost to be gone in 3 months. It's not possible. It might be sometimes, but in my case, it's not. And I understand that. And so I know I need to work. I know what I need to work on. I know how I need to work on them. And yeah, you just keep going and growing.
Yeah, yeah. So let's try to wrap up with any encouraging words. I know there's some things that we've talked about in terms of the time passing anyway and things like that. If someone's watching this video, there's going to be lots of people watching it, people from all different parts of the world, all different genders, ages, professions, and they're watching this. And I've had plenty of people say, "Oh, she's a fake stutterer," or "He's a fake stutterer." Like they won't believe that you stutter. Some people might go, "Oh, well, she got a little stuck on this or that." So what? I get stuck too. Everybody, everybody gets stuck sometimes. But some people are not going. They're going to say, "Oh, well, maybe she was just, just she got stuck a little bit." Sometimes they just won't believe how far you've come. And you and I will get back together 6 months, 8 months, or whatever, and we'll do another interview. And you're the kind of person that I believe your speech is going to be better because you're going to keep developing your skills. So if someone's watching this and they're saying, will this really work? Does this really work? Is it worth the money and the time? What would you say to them? What are some encouraging words that you might share with them?
First thing I would say is that, like you said before, you need to know that time will pass. So in my case, I could not have done this course and this coaching program. And it's the 20th, and it's May. We're in May now. So whether I did it or not, I will still be here, probably sad and frustrated that I am trying to learn a new language, but my speech is holding me back. So one thing you need to know that is that time will pass, and now you have to use that to your advantage. You have to say, okay, time is going to pass, but I'm going to make it pass the best way it can. I'm going to make use of that time. I'm going to make use of the advantage that time will pass and my efforts will accumulate. And I'm going to use that and improve on myself and improve on my speech and thereby improving on my life. So that's one thing that actually has helped me to keep moving on, keep growing. And if you ask me if whether you should do the course or not, or take the coaching program, I would say take it. Because compared to the I think it's called the self-study program, first of all, it's faster. You get to see your mistakes. You get to ask, how do I do this? How do I change this? Now, you mentioned earlier my introducing myself. I have been struggling with introducing myself. And if you can even ask, we always come back and revise. What are new ways I can say it? How to pause, how to breathe. I've had about 3 different ways I've been trying. My name is, I'm called, different ways. And with when you do this alone, it's not as you don't get that much feedback. You don't know what you're doing wrong, what you can try. If your case is extreme where you need to really put some more work in, and yes, you just get the accountability as well. I remember sometimes you might not want to do the work, but you're like, he's gonna ask, so I just have to do it, right? At least so just you don't feel ashamed. So there's that. And yes, I just feel like do it, but know that it requires work. You would get the best results when you put in as much work as you can. And you don't want to invest your time, you don't want to invest your resources and not work as hard as you can and get the results that other people are saying they get on an average. Now, everyone's results are different. For example, my meeting now is probably different from the previous person's meeting. The words that maybe they didn't get stuck on, or times they didn't get stuck, but I got stuck sometimes here. And so just putting as much work as you can for yourself, and know that it becomes easier when you make it a routine. Now, how do you make something into a routine? It's consistency. So just go, keep on practicing, keep on doing the work you need to do, and know that everything you're going to do is accumulating. Everything you're going to do is going to count at the end of the day, and just keep on going. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I would say.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm not even going to add anything to that. I'm just going to say muchísimas gracias por todo.
De nada.
Y espero que todo esté bien contigo.
Sí.
And so keep practicing, keep doing everything that you're doing, both in English and Spanish, because there's been some meetings where we've ended our meetings in Spanish and we went back and forth a little bit to practice. So that's why I did that. I don't want people to think I'm showing off, because you can probably speak Spanish better than I can now.
No.
But definitely want you to keep doing that. And thank you so much for your words of encouragement and just for sharing our story with you a little bit. And we look forward to having you back in several months. I like to do follow-up videos several months out, sometimes longer, so people can see that this lasts. As long as you keep getting out there speaking, this is not something that's gone. It can be gone if you just stop. If you stop doing everything you're doing now, just stop. Of course, just like language, if you just stop, you'll lose your
Yeah.
fluency. But if you keep doing it long enough, you know, you're not going to slip back, right? You just keep, and you don't have to practice intensively forever. You just practice till this becomes a habit, new way of thinking, new way of speaking. So thank you for being willing to do this. I know at first I had to twist your arm a little bit, but then, but I know there's going to be people who this is going to touch in a special way that someone else's video would not touch, because they're not you. So thank you. Anything else you want to add, or?
I mean, most of you who are going to be watching this video are going to be looking for quick tips, right? So one good thing to do is to change your mindset. So change the way you see your speech. Don't say I have a speech impediment. Say I have a disfluent pattern of speaking, and that can always be changed, right? Don't say I blocked or I stuttered. Say I got stuck, because everyone gets stuck. So yes, for anyone thinking of doing this course, anyone hesitating, I would say you should definitely go for it and give it your all, give it your best. And I just wish you good luck. And yes.
Thank you so much, Ayin, and we wish you all the best, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.